got it. All right. So everybody understand Christian?
Yeah.
Everybody good? Any questions on what Christian had to say? Nope. Good. Okay. Well, this is the track layout right here. This track was built in '92 for first IndyCar track, actually. The IndyCar split from kart. And obviously, we brought the Richard Petty driving experience here in '97, and they run counterclockwise around the track. We're going to go out and we're going to go clockwise around the track, okay? So we're sitting in a building right about here, and this is pit road. And then we'll come out to a stop sign up here. In the next video, I'm going to show is a point of view camera, and it's going to explain all that stuff here, okay? So, well, we built the road course in here about 2 years ago, actually. It'll be 2 years in January. So it's Exotics has been super successful, and that Mickey Mouse head right there is actually Lake Mickey, and it's right inside. That's no joke. Disney had to brand, because helicopters flying over for a racetrack, you got to brand it. So why not dig a lake?
Had to dig a lake.
Right here, guys, you're in the car. Excuse me. You're in the car. You got your instructor already, and you're cruising down pit road. Okay. Now these cars have a open mic communication system, and if you guys ever seen any rally car or anything, they have a navigator in the right seat, and he's talking to them through a boom mic that comes out right in front of his face, attached to his helmet. We run the same Stilo system that they run in their cars, so it works. It works better than me sitting here talking to you, okay? So if at any point you need to turn the volume up, you can do that, or you can turn it down, let them know. I don't like mine real loud, because then I gotta sit there and hear this guy breathe in my ear, and it gets really weird, you know? But, so you're cruising on out here, just follow the grass, and you'll pull up here to a stop sign, okay? Now, I'm gonna go over a lot of stuff real quick here. If you listen to anything I'm telling you, which 9 times out of 10, everybody forgets what I'm saying in here anyway. Just remember to listen to your instructor. That's all you have to do. That's the most important thing you can do, is just listen to your instructor. He's your turn-by-turn navigation, all right? He's not, he's not Siri. He's not going to send you off in some field on a road that doesn't exist. I'm a little bitter towards Siri recently. Pull up here to the second stop sign after your instructor tells you to do so. Like it comes back down to listen to your instructor, okay? They all have earpieces in just like I'm wearing. They got a radio. They're talking to myself, talking to a flagman out here who's controlling the flow of what's going on. And also, he's in radio communication with all the other cars on the racetrack. So we know where everybody is. Your instructor, he's focused on you primarily, but he's got 100 other things going on around him and in his head. So they're all a little crazy. Tell them what's going on in their head sometimes. But as soon as your instructor tells you to go, you'll just start rolling out. And you'll start to see these red marks right here. They're for the stock car program, but they work really well for us going into, this is NASCAR 2 here. They work really good for us going into NASCAR 2. So you'll just cruise on out here. I want you to find this white line down here on the bottom, and you'll just keep the car turned down here towards the bottom. And always try to keep your eyes looking way down track, okay? That's how you be fast in road racing, all right? Really be focused on what's coming up next. Also, super smooth, man. Real smooth. These cars are real twitchy, and their steering's real tight, okay? So, super smooth on the wheel, especially smooth on that throttle. Letting 570 horsepower go at one time, turning into a corner is pretty tough. So, on that first lap, we go out there, get a good feel for the car and the track, and we'll act like you're kind of up to speed here. We'll say this is your third, fourth lap. Come down to the braking zone. You're on the brakes real hard. I'm talking on the brakes hard, all right? So you're in 5th gear. You're using the paddles if you want to. Your instructor will let you know about those paddles. Come down to the 2 marker, and when you do your downshifts, you want to go 4th, 3rd, 2nd, okay? You might be thinking, well, yeah, that comes, 4, 3, 2, 1, of course. But the reason I stress that is because a lot of the guys get to that 6 marker and they want us to use the car to slow. They want to use the engine to slow the car down. Okay, use those brakes. Okay, get on the brakes at the 6. Stay on them brakes real hard until you get all the way down to that corner right there. Okay, because we want to focus on straight line braking. All right. When you get on the brakes, you're loading up the front end of the car. And when you load up the front end of the car, what's loose? The rear. Okay. So if I'm on the brakes real hard, and I didn't push them hard enough in the beginning, I'm still trying to push them. But once you get to ABS, then you don't have any more braking pressure. That's it. That's your threshold. Okay. And I see it all the time. They'll come down here and they're on the brakes real hard because they started just pushing and pushing and pushing. Now they're in the threshold, but now it's almost too late, okay? So, when you got that front end loaded up, you don't want to turn the wheel real hard because that car can come around in a heartbeat, all right? So, you want to do straight line braking, be on the brakes real hard in the beginning, come off the brake, and then turn the car in, okay? And all this infield section through here I'm talking about is going to be second gear, all right? So, you'll just leave it in second gear. So, you're down to that one marker here. You got it down to second gear, you're staying in the brake, so when you do your downshift, if you use the paddles, I recommend them around here. You can stay in the brake and downshift at the same time, same as the throttle. You can stay in the throttle and upshift at the same time, okay? So, I think I paused it. There we go. All right, so now the cones we got laid out here. Orange cone is your turning cone, yellow cone is your apex cone. If there's a cone, drive to it, no matter what color it is, okay? So just drive to each cone here. All you're doing is connecting the dots. You want to stay over here to the left, drive to the orange cone, and then back to the right. And you want to follow this white and blue line out here. Stay real wide. Turn in pretty late. Kind of when the road, or the track bends is when you kind of want to make that turn right there. There should be one turn in right there. And here, right when you turn in back to the right here, right to this yellow cone, and I drive it straight over to that curb over there. And when you get to that curb, you can just hold that wheel, try to make this one turn right here. You might come out mid-track and then come back in here. And when I get in here, this is the only place in the road course that you might need just a touch of brake here, just to get the front end kind of settle down a little bit, and you're carrying a little bit of speed coming in there. And this is the tightest part of the road course. It's a real hard left. You can see that apex is in the shot here. It's real close. And then you'll go right back out onto the oval between the blue walls. Now when you guys come through these blue walls here, you'll see some more cars sitting out there. There's stop signs that you guys are just at. Don't worry about them, okay? You continue on. Don't stop on track. They're waiting on you to come by, and then they'll come out behind you guys or something like that. The reason I say that is because I get guys come out here, and they're looking, and they're checking their mirrors and all sorts of stuff. Don't worry about your mirrors. They're not even facing you guys. They're facing your instructor, so your instructor can see what's going on behind you guys. So don't worry about that. You focus on being smooth and being full of that throttle, you know, and going fast. All right? So, returning to pit road here, I'm going to kind of fast forward through this because this is a really long turn down here. Here, we can act like we're up to speed here. Come right down here to the braking zone, hold the brakes real hard. Still in fifth gear, down to fourth, third, second, off the brake, turn in. But when your instructor says that was your 6, 8, 10, or whatever, you'll cruise right back down the access road right here. One of our guys will be waving you in down there. Now, when I get in the car with a student, they might say 3 words the entire time, okay? But get in there, take a deep breath, relax, talk to your instructor, okay? Because I see this like vapor lock these guys get on the steering wheel, and I'm terrified then, you know? they're not, they hear me, but they're, and they're just, you know, and it's scary, okay? So, remember, breathe. These are just street cars. All you guys are doing is driving around here, okay? It was probably harder to get off I-4 to get back here than this is going to be, okay? Don't overthink this. I know I went through a million things right there, and you guys are probably thinking, like, I don't remember which way the turn 1 goes, you know, which is fine. That's why our guys are in the car with you, okay? These guys have, no joke, some of them thousands of laps around here. They're here all day doing this, okay? Cool? All right. So, now passing scenario. We're not going to have all 6 cars out there one time just going nuts, okay? So what we're going to do is we set up these 2 passing zones, and we're only going to run 4 cars on track at a time, all right? So, we set up these passing zones down here so nobody's dive bombing each other in the braking zone. That could be a $600,000 mess that we don't want to have to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know you guys don't want to pay for it either, right? You guys read all that fine print? So, on the infield here, the slower car is going to continue in the driving line. 9 times out of 10, they don't even know they got passed, okay? And the faster car is just going to continue over here against the blue wall. They're just going to cruise right by the porch over here, the party deck, and continue right back out on track. Now, if you use that passing lane, we will make up that lap because you cut out like the whole section of the infield and you don't get a true lap, okay? Now, and also, if you get stuck behind somebody, like you saw that yellow Lamborghini right there, and the car was stuck behind him, We're not out there running parade laps. We're not going to count that as your 6 laps, all right? So we're going to make up that lap for you guys. We're not just going to say, oh, well, you know, that was your 6, and we were held up the whole time, but that was it. So be patient with us. Let us call ahead, because we're going to radio ahead to another car saying, all right, pass on the infield or pass on the oval in 430 or whatever. So let us do that, and then just be patient. And then when we say, go ahead and make the pass, then make the pass, then we'll just make up that lap, okay? Cool? Cool. Another passing zone. Slower car stays on the bottom. Faster car is going to continue out there on the oval. Like I said, all it comes down to is just listen to your instructor. That's it. That's it. All right. Talking about that's it.